Okay, welcome to another speaking practice. Today we have one student. She's going to take exam on Thursday, right? Is it on Thursday? You're going to take your IELTS exam, right?
Yeah, it's on Thursday.
Okay, Thursday. Right, so let's go to part 1 first. Let's do something. Part 1, let's talk about decoration then. Decoration. So Miss Yang, what is the decoration like in your home?
Well, my house is pretty dull and lame for house, so
It's not clear what you're saying. Không rõ ràng em đang nói cái gì cả. It's not clear. Try again. What's the decoration like in your home?
So my house is like a basic house, so it's not adorned with lots of things. So yeah, it's kind of dull and doesn't have much decorations. Like yeah, it's dull, I guess.
Alright, so do you think decoration in the home is necessary? Necessary. I'm down, yeah. Necessary.
Well, for me, I think it's not not too vital to decorate your house, as it's just a way to attract your visitors. If you live alone and don't have so many visitors, you can just ignore it and let it let it be the basic thing.
Say again?
Let it simple, I guess.
Okay. So, what kind of decoration do you want to have?
Well, right now I'm in my parents' home, so I can't decorate as what I want. But in the future, if I have a house, I would rather decorate it with lots of plants, as will, make the house look greener, and you can look at it whenever you're stressed.
Right, I see. So do Vietnamese people like to redecorate their home? Redecorate, like decorate again.
Um,
Think about the
well,
fact that sometimes they redecorate their home because they feel like, it needs some changes maybe.
well, I think is to say about this, it depends, as there are some period that Vietnamese people redecorate the house, such as in during Tet holidays.
During the Lunar New
Um,
Year. Let's just use the word Lunar New Year, okay?
like,
It's better to say Lunar New Year because you cannot expect people to understand what that is, It's not an English word. Nó không phải từ tiếng Anh nha, cho nên mình nên dùng chữ Lunar New Year, họ sẽ dễ dàng hơn. It's better to use English words like Lunar New Year, something like that,
okay.
Okay, so
So
yeah, what did you say?
they often redecorate their house during the Lunar New Year, but most of the time they don't, because to to readorn your house costs a lot.
Of course, it costs a
You
lot to redecorate your home too. For example, if I want to
so
repaint my walls, I have to pay like 5 million. I mean, that's for wallpaper, dán tường.
therefore some people less to redecorate the home.
Okay, what else then? Now, so what is your favorite color when decorating your home? Like, if you have a chance to decorate your home, what's your favorite color then when you do that?
Well, back as a kid, I would say that I
Children or child, careful. Đừng dùng từ
well,
kid. That
back at
mum.
my childhood, I would rather choose pink. You know, every girl choose pink. But now, as I have grown older, I would prefer some colors that, you know, more neutral, and it makes the house look simple, because I feel, that make you feel warmth when you feel the warmth when you live in there,
Feel warm and what?
and cozy when you live in there.
What? What were you saying?
I say some neutral colors that make your house feel warm and cozy.
Okay, that's better. Remember, you need to pronounce correctly the words so people can understand clearly, okay? Don't speak too fast, because if you speak too fast, you can make mistakes more often. And then the examiners, they will have to listen again and again to your recording to give you a grade, you know? So it's not a good thing. Cứ nói từ từ chậm rãi, không việc gì phải nói nhanh cả. Nói nhanh, người examiner họ phải nghe đi nghe lại cái băng ghi âm nhiều lần, người ta bực mình phải không đâu, rồi người ta sẽ trừ điểm. Nếu người ta tìm được cái lỗi nào, ta sẽ không có tha thứ đâu. Anyway, so would you decorate the walls with paintings? Tranh vẽ paintings.
If it was my house, I would prefer some paintings on my house, as it enhance the outward of my house.
The what? The what?
And outward.
Outward. You mean the appearance?
Yeah.
You mean the appearance of my home, of my walls? The outward. We don't say the outward because it looks weird, you know. We don't say the outward.
Yeah, it can enhance the appearance of my walls, and hence it may make me feel comfortable when looking at something beautiful.
Right. So you think painting it's actually a good idea, no?
Yeah, although it's cost much, but yeah, it's worth it, yes.
It is, right? Actually, I bought that painting for 450,000 Vietnam dong. It was the last piece in the Uma. Oh no, wait, now it's called Baya. It's a shop just like IKEA, you know. I bought that one. It was the last piece. Tranh cuối cùng luôn á, 450. I bought that one. And then everyone seems to love it. I mean, it's good to be there on top of my piano. Okay, so let's come to part 2 and 3 now. Let me choose something for you. We did this one before. Let's try number 8. Describe a time when your computer broke down. Miêu tả một thời điểm nơi mà cái hồi đó cái máy vi tính các bạn bị hư. You should say when it was, lúc nào, hồi đó lúc nào vậy. What you were doing, lúc đó bạn đã đang làm gì. What you did about it, bạn đã làm gì về điều đó. Explain how you felt about it, cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó. And then you have part 3 of computer. What kinds of people use the computer more? Những kiểu người gì họ sử dụng máy vi tính nhiều hơn. Do people living in modern countries use the computer more than those living in developing countries? Think about like what they do, their work, the nature of their work, cái bản chất công việc của họ. Think about their age groups, hay nghĩ vào nhóm tuổi nữa. The nature of their work. What are the methods to prevent children from playing computer or phone games? Có những cái phương pháp nào để ngăn ngừa trẻ nhỏ chơi game vi tính hay game điện tử không, hay game trên điện thoại không? Do you think that it is bad to play computer games? Are there any benefits? Bạn có nghĩ rằng chơi trò chơi điện tử là tệ không? Có bất kỳ lợi ích nào hay không? Does computer technology benefit mankind in any way? Công nghệ vi tính có đem lại lợi ích cho loài người ở bất kỳ cách nào không? This is the last question and the most difficult, remember. Công nghệ vi tính có đem lại lợi ích cho con người cách nào không? Think about production. Think about production of goods, sự sản xuất của hàng hóa. Think about quality control, kiểm soát chất lượng. Think about the ease, sự dễ dàng, the ease of transport, sự dễ dàng vận chuyển, sự dễ dàng sản xuất. Like it's much easier. So how does it benefit mankind anyway? Think about many fields like education. Think about healthcare. Think about movies, industries. Think about all the fields. Nghĩ về nhiều cái mảng thì có thể là công nghệ vi tính đem lại lợi ích gì. Think about many fields and you can have like more ideas. Okay, you have some time to think about topic number 8 now. Okay, please describe a time when your computer broke down. Cẩn thận với cái động từ. Careful with the verb. You can just speak slowly, but careful with the verbs, okay? Past tense.
Okay, so the time when my computer
There was a time.
Well, there was a time when my computer broke down, and it was a year ago. Well, my computer was working quite well a week before, but then when I was playing games and navigating through social media platform, it started to break down, and I was a bit panicked. To say the symptoms started to appear long before, but I just ignored it and thought it's normal to put it down for a rest and it will be back to normal again. But this time, it doesn't. I went to extra class, and after 2 hours, it was still not running. So I was pretty panicked, and as there are invaluable photos and informations inside my computer, but then I started to reassure myself that it may be a way to solve this. So I used my phone and searched on how to fix my computer by myself. I have tried it all, but none of them worked. So I decided to told my parents, and they brought it to a technological store to fix it, and it started to up and running again.
Okay, good enough, I guess. Now, let's go to part 3, a computer. So what kind of people use a computer more than? What do you think?
Well, I think the young tend to use the computer more than the elderly. As the elderly.
The young or the young? Careful.
The elderly.
Yeah. Young is the young or the young? Which one?
The young.
Yeah là một phụ âm, cho nên phải là
the young.
The young. Yeah is actually young. Yeah is a consonant, so you have to use the young. The same thing goes to the university, but not the university. Okay. Same thing, be careful. So the young, the old, we say the young, the old, you know.
So I think the old tend to be a bit outdated and they're not quick-witted as the young. So they often don't like to use computer. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Alright, so do people living in modern countries use a computer more than those living in developing countries?
Well, I think it depends too, because
Depends on.
it depends on types of people. As you know, the wealthy tend to have more money to buy, cutting edge technology to use.
Cutting edge technology.
Cutting edge technology to use. However, the people who are deprived don't get access to such things, so they don't quite use it. So I think it's not where you live, it's just how rich you are.
Say what? How rich you are?
Yeah.
Let's just change with that. It depends on the financial condition or financial ability. Financial ability of each person. Khả năng tài chính mỗi người, the financial ability of each person. Or you can just say the word the finance of each person. That sounds much more natural. Nó nghe tự nhiên hơn nhiều. The finance of each person. Alright, so you mean like they use computer more, it means they have more money? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that your logic? No, actually, the I don't think it's correct, because basically a lot of rich people I know, they don't use computer that much. They just know how to use smartphones, but they don't use computer that much. So I think you are misled. The one who use computer a lot are basically employees, you know, students, employees. So I think your logic it doesn't really stand, but maybe it's still okay in terms of IELTS, because IELTS is not a test of knowledge, it's test of your language ability, okay? Just to tell you, okay?
Okay.
Cái logic nó không được ổn lắm, mặc dù là trong IELTS thì nó vẫn sẽ ok, tại vì nó chỉ test kỹ năng mà ứng đối về ngôn ngữ thôi, chứ không phải kiến thức. Alright, so what are the methods to prevent children from playing computer or phone games?
Well, I think it is not necessary to prevent children from playing computers. As just individuals, such, when going to school, children talk to each other, and games are the topic that they usually talk. So, you can just let them play for
5-6 hours?
For an adequate amount of time. You just cannot avert it. It's absurd to prevent children from playing computer games.
Okay. Okay, so tell me, do you think it is bad to play computer games? Are there any benefits at all?
Well, I think that computer games can facilitate the children cognitive skills, as he or she have to come up with some
Somewhat.
some technical, what, some chiến thuật là kiểu
Some what?
I don't know. It's not.
Okay,
I don't know.
think about the fact that computer games can help people to to get used to the how can I say, working with computers. That's one benefit, because when they enter the workforce, they have to work a lot with computer anyway. So if you do not play computer games, it would be not a good thing, because you are not used to staring at the screen for many hours, right? You would have like headache, you would have how can I say, tears in your eyes, you would cry, because you are not used to looking at the screen for a long time. But when gamers, when they play games, they do that for many hours, so they're so used to that. That could be one advantage, you know. Hãy nghĩ cái chuyện mà chơi game riết hồi nó quen với việc nhìn màn hình lâu dài, thì sau này đi ra làm cũng nhìn màn hình lâu dài 8 tiếng đồng hồ hả, ta chịu được, không vấn đề gì cả. Okay. What else then?
Well, I think it can improve the child cognitive function.
Exactly.
And
Cognitive function, very good. Chức năng về nhận thức.
and
Like in particular, how?
Like they play some logical games. They can develop their thinking skills, and they can solve the problem by themselves. Also, some action games, they can develop, they can improve their hand-eye coordination, and maybe they find motor skills.
Okay. Alright, so does computer technology benefit mankind in any way? Try to be creative. Think about many fields to answer this question.
I think it would be wait. I think wait, let me think. Well, I think without computer technologies, the mankind wouldn't be so successful as today. Like with those computer technology, and everything is convert into social media, and so you can watch it online, so it makes it much more easier. Also, some technology help the mankind with their some work,
Okay.
some work that need that physically demanded, I think.
Okay, think about the fact that learning, online learning, you're doing it now, and it benefits online learning or education in many ways. Would this learning be possible without computer technology?
I think it wouldn't be possible for online classes to occur without computer technologies. And computer technology also facilitate assessment procedure, as it all happen electronically. So this may
Electrically, không phải electrically, không có cally nha. Mấy cái call này đọc là cly hết. All the cally is pronounced like cly. So electrically, okay?
Electrically. So a person may study easier online.
Okay.
And the academics can easily, judge their student ability easier.
Okay. Anything else?
I haven't seen yet.
Okay, think about production of goods. The quality of products are controlled by computers. So would it produce a lot of errors compared to if humans run those machines, run these production?
Well, with robots, there were many flaws in the product.
Actually,
As they
flaws are very rare, you know, and also they are rechecked all the time. Flaws are super rare. Okay.
there were so many impediments, I guess.
What else then?
Um,
Okay, let's move on to the next one now. You cannot just stay in one topic for too long. Now, let's try something. Let's try 21. This is a hard one. Okay, 21 is actually a hard one. Describe a time when you encourage someone to do something he or she didn't want to do. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà bạn đã khuyến khích ai đó làm một cái gì đó mà anh ta hoặc cô ta đã không có muốn làm, nhưng mà vẫn cố gắng khuyến khích người ta làm. Like for example, going to the gym, for example, a lot of people they like, no, I don't like that, but it's good for them. So you might encourage someone to do that, something like that, you know. You should say who he or she is. Anh ta cô ta là ai vậy? What you encouraged him or her to do. Bạn đã khuyến khích anh ta cô ta làm cái gì vậy? How he or she reacted. Cái người này đã phản ứng lại thế nào? Explain why you encourage him or her to do it. Tại sao bạn lại khuyến khích anh ta cô ta làm cái điều đó? And you have part 3 of encouraging others. Nói về chuyện khuyến khích người ta. So, how can managers encourage their employees? Làm thế nào mà những cái người quản lý có thể khuyến khích nhân viên của họ được? Well, I'm sure do you have ideas for this one? Managers and employees, like you can talk about salary, of course, better salary. You can talk about paid vacations, những kỳ nghỉ được trả lương. You can talk about encouraging their employees by giving rewards, cho phần thưởng, cho phần quà chẳng hạn. Or what else? They can encourage their employees by sending them to training free of charge. Gửi huấn luyện miễn phí. Sending them to training for free, for example. Or you should talk about like how that can encourage employees. Mình nên đánh vào cái chuyện làm thế nào mà nó có thể khuyến khích nhân viên được tốt hơn. When should parents encourage their children? Cha mẹ nên khuyến khích trẻ nhỏ của họ khi nào? Khi nào nên khuyến khích trẻ nhỏ? So think about when they need to try their best, like passing an exam, try to overcome a difficulty, vượt qua một khó khăn, something like that, you know. And then you should give examples, nên cho nhiều ví dụ vô. What kind of encouragement should parents give? Cha mẹ nên có những cái loại hình mà khuyến khích nào cho trẻ nhỏ? What kind of encouragement should parents give? Like khuyến khích nó bằng cái gì? Like some people they encourage children with money, you know. Not so sure if it's the right way, but monetary encouragement, sự khuyến khích bằng tiền. They can encourage by using words, by using rewards, phần thưởng gì chẳng hạn. You think about this one, and you should also describe like what could happen if parents give those kind of encouragement. Đào sâu vào chuyện nếu mà cho những loại hình đó thì như thế nào, nó có dẫn hậu quả nào hay không, hay là kết quả nào hay không. Okay, do you think some people are better than others at motivating others? Bạn có nghĩ là một số người thì họ tốt hơn những người khác ở cái chuyện tạo động lực cho người khác không? Well, think about the methods. There are methods of encouragement. Hãy nghĩ về những phương pháp khuyến khích của họ. Think about their personality as well. Hãy nghĩ về những tính cách của họ, tại vì nhiều người cái tính cách thấy ghét quá, người ta sẽ không thể nào mà motivate người khác được, người ta không nghe. Like it depends on the personality. Sometimes if people do not like you, they will not listen, let alone motivating you, motivating others. Well, think about likable or amiable personality. Hãy nghĩ về tính cách mà thân thiện, friendly. Amiable is friendly. Likeable là người ta có thể tính cách mà gọi là người ta dễ thích mình á, nhìn vô cái thích liền, dễ thích, nó là likable personality. Wow, think about their mindset. Nó còn tùy thuộc vào cái mindset, cách suy nghĩ. Một số người cách suy nghĩ chán lắm thì người ta sẽ không thể nào motivate người khác được. Like it depends on the mindset. You need to be open-minded. You need to be positive, something like that. You need to be open-minded. You need to be positive as well in order to motivate others. Otherwise, people would not listen, right? Okay, you think about this one now, please. It's not exactly an easy topic, okay? Alright, let's do it. Describe a time when you encourage someone to do something he or she didn't want to do. Careful with the past tense.
So on the top of my head, there was a time when my best friend had a crush on a guy who was in a relationship. And, I have advised her that she should eschew impeding on them. But, she knows as it was everyone knowledge, but she just ignored it and be indifferent to it. She's still fooling around, and what she got is bitterness. I think she was totally out of her head, and that's what she deserved. But as a friend, my responsibility was to give wise advice. And although I knew that concealing her was pointless, as she had
what was pointless, right? Did you say?
Advising her was pointless, as she had her answer in her heart. But regard our long-lasting friendship, it's my duty to get her through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that everyone in my situation would do that too.
Okay. Now let's talk about encouraging others. So when should parents encourage their children? What do you think? Part 3, okay? Yes, you can start now. When should parents encourage their children?
Well, I think every time children always listen to their parents' advice, as they are the wise person that the child has followed since they was young. So every time that parents have time, they should sit down and talk with their children about what they have been through in the day, and give out some some encouragement for them about their studies or relationship, I guess.
Nah, never ask relationship advice from parents. It's a terrible idea, I think. You should ask your counselor or your friends, I think. To be honest with you, I don't think parents understand much about relationships between people and people. I mean, especially in Vietnam though. But I might be wrong, okay? Now, what else then?
What?
What else about it? So, what kind of encouragement should parents give to their children?
Well, I think it should be about their study, or whenever they was down by their awful test. That is when parents should give encouragement, and that's what they need the most. Also, whenever you get bullied at school, that is, I don't know what, parents should give encouragement about that too.
Okay. That's too short. This is not a part 1, okay? Careful. Okay, try to expand this idea. You talked about what kind of encouragement? You should talk about it like this. Depending on the personality of the child, you could encourage them in different ways, you know? Nó tùy vào tính cách từng đứa này chứ. Like, okay, with that you can open up. Like, what if the child is very naughty? You could encourage them to, if they behave well, they can go to the park, they can go to the zoo, they can go to the places where they can run around and be active as much as they want. If the child is silent and prefer to be by him or herself, maybe you can just give them like new computer or something like that, Okay, try to expand that answer. So what kind of encouragement should parents give now?
Well, I think it depends on the child personality.
Personality.
For example, for some children some children that are a bit naughty, you can reward them as something that they like, such as playing computers or money, I guess, to encourage them to do good things or to study. But well, but for some kids that was a bit shy, I think they should sit down and talk about, you know, use words to encourage them.
So do you think some people are better than others at motivating others?
I think the answer is yes, because nobody is like each other, so
nobody is similar to each other, right? So
yeah, so the ability to motivating others, it depends on individuals,
each individual.
On each individuals.
Careful. Each and every plus singular noun cộng với danh từ số ít nha. So each individual, not individuals. No. It depends on each individual.
As you know, giving motivation usually requires you to be outgoing and, you know, have social skills to encourage them and make them feel happier. And like, you know, if you were you know, a breakdown person, I think you can't give motivation, as you will make them feel sad.
Okay, now so how can managers encourage their employees? What do you think? Try to answer this question.
There are various ways to encourage the workers. Like if I am the manager, I can use some monetary solutions to encourage my employees to work better. Or there may just be some way that, you know, you can award your employees with, you know, some vacation or extra day off, I guess. And more can, you can use some certificate for their dedication for the company, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, but it seems like your answer is not fluent enough. You obviously need more practice. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So this one, it's actually 21, isn't it? Yeah, it was 21. Okay, let's try another one. Maybe let's try this one. I think 22. Okay, this is a big one, okay? So maybe you should need to answer part 3 of this one, okay? Describe an event that you attended in which you didn't like the music played. Miêu tả một cái sự kiện bạn đã tham gia mà trong đó bạn đã không có thích cái âm nhạc, cái âm thanh được chơi trong đó. You should say what the event was. Sự kiện gì vậy? Where you were, lúc đó bạn đã ở đâu? what the music was like, cái nhạc nó như thế nào. Explain why you did not enjoy the music, giải thích tại sao bạn lại không thích cái nhạc đó. And then part 3 of music. What kind of music do people like at different ages? Ở nhiều lứa tuổi khác nhau, con người ta thích những loại nhạc như thế nào? What kind of music is popular in your country now and what kind will be in the future? Ở đất nước bạn có những cái loại nhạc nào nó đang thông dụng, nhiều người nghe, và cái nào sẽ thông dụng trong tương lai, thông thường trong tương lai. Do Vietnamese parents require their children to learn to play musical instruments? Why not? Những cha mẹ người Việt Nam có yêu cầu là trẻ nhỏ họ học chơi những cái nhạc cụ không? Musical instrument. Tại sao không? Why do some people like to listen to live music while others prefer recorded music? Tại sao một số người thích nghe nhạc sống? Tức là đi coi diễn live luôn á. Tại sao trong khi một số người khác là thích nghe nhạc mà ghi băng, ghi âm, ghi hình lại phát trên mạng? Recorded music, like music that has been recorded, like MP3, these CDs, or on Spotify, on YouTube, you know, those things are recorded music. But live music is when the artists, they perform it live, you know. Khi người nghệ sĩ họ chơi sống, chơi live luôn, thì nó chính là live music. Okay, you need to explain this one and then try to expand it. You have some time now. Okay, describe an event you attended in which you didn't like the music played. Careful.
So there was an event at my school that was traditional camp, which occurs every December. Well, at first my school decided to invite MCK, which was a famous rapper, but then he declined in the last minutes. So only a nameless DJ who named Yellow, I remember, showed up, and we had to pay 600 million dong in total.
Wait, 600 million? That's a lot. You mean 600,000, right?
No, 600 million in total for our school.
600 million Vietnam dong for the whole school, I see.
Yeah, for that vapid music, and it was nothing worse. You know, the beat was repeating over and over. There was nothing amazing. And also the drop, it's like it was like a copy from somewhere, and it was a bit dull. He can't, make the atmosphere exciting. And also, the thing that I don't enjoy most is that he showed up 30 minutes late.
He was a star or what? He was a superstar or what?
No, he was a nameless DJ.
A nameless DJ, and he showed up late. Interesting.
And the music quality was very low. Yeah, it was. I was down for it.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, now, so let's go to part 3 of music. Let's pretend this is a real exam. You are not even allowed time to think for part 3, okay? You just have to immediately answer it. So we have part 3 of a music concert as well. Why do many young people spend a lot of time on money on music concerts? Tại sao nhiều người trẻ dành rất nhiều tiền trên những cái buổi hòa nhạc hoặc là buổi diễn này nọ? Do you think older people? Let me just go through them. Do you think older people like the same music as young people? Bạn có nghĩ người già, người lớn tuổi thích cùng một cái thể loại nhạc giống như là người trẻ không? Do you think music concerts are suitable for old people to attend? How about children? Bạn có nghĩ là những cái buổi hòa nhạc âm nhạc á, những buổi hòa nhạc á, nó phù hợp cho người già, người lớn tuổi tham dự không? Vậy thì trẻ nhỏ thì sao? Why do some shopping malls often have background music? Tại sao những cái trung tâm mua sắm thường có những cái nhạc mà ở nền? Is it to attract customers? Is it to attract people to stay there longer so they can buy more goods, you know? Or to make customer feel that they want to stay in a shopping center so they will buy more? Is it a shopping? Is it like a một chiêu trò? It's like a marketing tool or something? Okay. Right. You can just talk about part 3 of music first, okay? So what kind of music do people like at different ages? What do you think?
So I think young people tend to like some music genres that relate to pop, and it has catchy beat or sound, I guess. But turning to older people, they rather listen to traditional music, which is considered as dull for the young.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Câu trả lời nó quá ngắn nha. It's the very short answer, I think. So what kind of music is popular in your country now and what kind will be in the future? What do you think?
I believe that K-pop is the most popular kind of music in my country. As you can see, it ubiquitous everywhere. In the street, you can also see a group of people dancing to K-pop music. However, I think the second popular kind of music behind K-pop would be V-pop.
Mm-hmm.
As it's the language that we use, so it's easier for us to listen to. So it's the fact that it should be famous in that country.
Right, I see. Okay, so do Vietnamese parents require their children to learn to play musical instruments? Why not? What do you think?
Well, in my view, I think that Vietnamese parents do require their children to learn some musical instruments, as it can develop their mind, and it's also a way for their children to let their hair down after a hectic schedule at school. Moreover, having some certificate about playing musical instrument can facilitate their child CV. This child CV for their scholarship hunting.
Right, I see. Okay, I see. Now, so why do some people like to listen to live music while others prefer recorded music? What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on the quality, and you can interact with the singers when you are listening to live music. Also, when attending a concert, you can feel the atmosphere,
Yes.
and it's way more better than listening to that music alone in your house. So I think that's the reason why many people choose to listen to live music than recorded ones.
Then recorded one, I see. So you mean it just depends on everyone's preferences, right?
Yeah.
So it's up to people's preferences. Tùy vào cái lựa chọn của mỗi người hết. It's up to people's preferences. I see. Now, so let's go to part 3 of music concert now. So why do many young people spend a lot of money on music concerts? What do you think?
I think it's a quite common trend among young people, as they have their own idols, so spending money to watch those music concerts is valuable for them. When attending those music concerts, they can make some interactions with their idol, which is invaluable opportunities for those people. Also, music concert have provide you with some goods when you buy the tickets too. So maybe they just want to spend money because of the goods too.
Say again? What do you say? You mean some people that just have money, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry, but I cannot really follow what you're trying to say. Do you think that older people like the same music as young people?
I don't
Có thể do
think
tại
they.
cái fluency của em á, nó làm mình ta cảm thấy không tập trung được. It's like you cannot really focus on what you're trying to say because it's dull and boring. You need to improve your intonation and your pronunciation too, I think. Cái intonation là chỗ nào ngừng ngắt, và cái fluency là cái trôi chảy nữa. You need to improve that. Okay, let's try that. Do you think older people like the same music as young people?
Well, I think they don't, as there is generation gap between young people and older people. Young people tend to like some,
Yes.
what?
Tend to like what?
Tend to like some music that is exciting, and whereas the older people want their music to have tranquility in that, so they can listen to it whenever they more stressed out. Moreover, the type of music that young people listen to nowadays tend to, have a version on, tend to have a vision on your older people.
Okay. Okay, do you think music concerts are suitable for old people to attend? How about, is it suitable for young children to attend as well? Sorry.
I don't think those type of people should attend music concerts, as it is a crowded place, so everything can happen. For example,
What
at
can happen? You
Travis,
need to be more specific.
you know, they
Rõ
can
ràng ra
have
là what thing, you know?
they can have some accident that cause fatality. For example, in Travis Scott concert recently, there are deaths as the crowd
That's the incident
or
that happened in Korea last year, isn't it?
yeah, like in Itaewon.
Itaewon.
Yeah, it's too crowded, so those type people which are vulnerable to
Vulnerable, nhâm đầu nha.
to
Vulnerable.
it's vulnerable, so they should be should stay at home and stay away from those.
Okay. Stay away from those, I see. Alright, so why do shopping malls often have background music? What do you think?
Well, as music can have a profound effect on your mental health, so what opens having some background music at shopping malls can enhance can improve the sale quality of the shopping malls, as it can make their customer happier, so they may buy more. Um, Also, it maybe the music that keep the customer from leaving,
Keep the
that
customer
prevent
from
the
what? Keep the
customer
customer from what?
that prevent the customer from leaving.
From leaving, you mean? Y kéo dài nha. From leaving the mall, right? Living or
Yeah.
leaving is different. Okay. Alright, so that's good enough. I guess maybe we can do something else now. Alright, let's try 24 now. Describe an argument. Wait, we did music concert, right? That's 22. Let's try 24, okay? Describe an argument two of your friends had. Miêu tả một cái cuộc tranh cãi, tranh luận hai cái người bạn của bạn đã có. It's not your argument, okay? It's the argument between your friend and another of your friend. Hai người bạn của bạn. You should say when it happened. Cuộc tranh cãi diễn ra lúc nào. What it was about, nó về cái gì. How it was solved, cuộc tranh cãi được giải quyết như thế nào. Explain how you felt about it, và bạn đã cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó. And then you have part 3 of argument. What do family members usually have arguments about? Những thành viên trong gia đình thường có những cái cuộc tranh cãi về điều gì? Like, you know what it is. I don't think I need to give you any ideas about here. Is it easier to have argument with family or with friends? Mình sẽ dễ có tranh cãi với bạn bè hay với gia đình nhiều hơn? Which one? You should give examples. What are the best ways to avoid arguments? Có những cách nào tốt nhất để tránh những cái cuộc tranh cãi? What causes arguments between countries is the most difficult question. Điều gì gây ra những cuộc tranh cãi giữa những quốc gia? Think about chủ quyền, sovereign. Think about their borders. Những biên giới, những đường biên giới. Think about natural resources. Những nguồn tài nguyên thiên nhiên, tranh chấp nguồn tài nguyên thiên nhiên á. Like they fight for natural resources. What else? Trade, mậu dịch. Sometimes they fight for trades to argument between like which one should export and import and export. Vô khi tranh chấp về cái chuyện mà nhập khẩu xuất khẩu nữa cơ. But most of the time it's the argument between like borders, về những cái đường biên giới á. Most of the time. And it's also about lợi ích giữa quốc gia với nhau. Well, you think about this one, okay? Okay, you can describe an argument two of your friends had, please.
So argument is an inevitable thing in life as it can clarify your point of view and
can clarify what?
Your point of view.
Clarify your point of view, làm rõ cái điểm nhìn ha. Quan điểm. To clarify your point of view. Very good.
And to persuade people to a particular action or behavior. And well, let me share about an argument that two of my friends got into. It was in an English class.
Oh, an English class. Interesting.
When the teacher gave out a group project about, and we have to choose out the topic, and two of my friends have had different opinions on which topic should we choose.
Which topic we should choose?
One wanted to do some topic that was related to environment, and one wanted to do about history. They all have their own thoughts, and no one seemed to be under their dignity and send the others. So they started to have agreements. They started to have arguments, and on one point, they seemed to have some violence behavior against each other. They start to fight, which drew attention to my teacher, and
that's more than 2 minutes already. Careful. Hơn 2 phút rồi. Careful. You should talk much more in part 3, but part 2 you have only 2 minutes to talk about that. Careful.
And she came to us and starts to give some punishment for two of my friends, and at that time I feel I couldn't do anything. It's quite a fearful arguments that I couldn't do anything.
Now, so let's talk about part 3 argument now. So what do families members usually have arguments about? What do you think?
For parents, they may argue about finance.
Finance.
Their family
finance
and savings, I think that's the most common, common arguments among husband and wife. Um, but turning to their kids, it may be about their study. He or she studied too bad, so parents may scold them, and there the argument may occur.
Say again, it's not clear. Cái câu cuối nó không rõ. The last sentence not clear. Again.
And there may the arguments occur.
Then what occurred?
May the arguments occur.
And many arguments occurred. Alright, so is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends? What do you think?
Well, for me, I think it's easier for me to have arguments with my family rather than with my friends, as we don't have such generation gap, and
really?
we are peers, so we can understand each other quite well. However, for my parents, they're a bit older than me and old-fashioned, so they don't understand what I am thinking. Therefore, we often have arguments.
You often have arguments. I just say that. Alright, so is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends? What do you think? Let's compare the two. What do you think? Friends or family? Which one you might easily have arguments with? I might vote for family more, Okay.
Yeah, it's family.
Yes. Just talk about it. Come on.
Well, I thought I have answered that before.
Alright, sorry. So what are the best ways to avoid arguments?
The best way to avoid arguments is to keep your head cold. As you know,
cold. Interesting.
As you know, sometimes you act on your impulse, so you tend to hurt each other's feelings.
Yes.
And therefore, you might get into some quarrel. Keeping a straight face and a cold mind is the most vital factors to avoid arguments, especially among families.
Especially among family members, I see. Right. So I think it's just to adapt a more tolerant attitude. Let's just say, to adapt a more tolerant attitude. Nên thực hiện một cái thái độ mà chịu đựng lẫn nhau hơn. Adapt a more tolerant attitude, because we must tolerate each other in order to survive well, Chúng ta phải chịu đựng lẫn nhau trong cuộc sống thì mới có thể sống chung với nhau được. Yeah. In order to live together happily, I mean peacefully, people need to adapt a more tolerant attitude, But I think to avoid arguments, there need to be open communication. Giao tiếp mở, like không có giấu giếm nhau, like you need to have open communications so you can work out the differences. Xử lý những cái sự khác biệt giữa nhau. You can work out the differences between each other in order to understand each other more, That is a good way to avoid arguments, I think. Okay, so let's try the last question. What causes arguments between countries? What do you think?
Um, well, there may be some
Yes.
some problems that are related to boundaries or you know, some
Or
wait, I'm not too.
this is a hard question. Try to answer that. I gave you some clues already. Hãy cho em một số cái gợi ý rồi mà.
Okay.
Okay, what causes arguments between countries then?
There may be numerable problems that cause arguments between countries. For example, there may be a border problems that may lead to arguments between countries, or there may be about natural resource and some import and export procedure that a country may get into while trading with other countries, and that may cause arguments.
Okay, what else then? Between border disputes. We have border disputes. Tranh chấp biên giới. We have border dispute, tranh chấp biên giới. We have lợi ích nữa, tranh chấp lợi ích nữa, benefits, dispute about benefits as well. Alright, I think that's it for today. You have practiced a lot actually. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh để đăng ký kênh á, để mà các bạn sẽ được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.